Hey everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping Like a Girl, or welcome to if you are new. I'm Natalie, and today we're going to show you how we graft, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it. This is just how we're grafting. So we're going to show you how we do that, but we just wanted to say, a lot of our hives have drones right now. A lot of them are just getting really full, which means it's about swarm season. We're seeing swarm cells. So it's time to graft so that we can make our splits. And we're going to basically start off by making a queenless hive, and we'll show you how we do that. Just wanted to mention that was actually last year's box that we used for grafting. We're just making a whole new one this year. So let's go ahead and show you what we're going to put in this hive. We're basically just making queenless hive to where they will make queen cells, and then we can use those to make our nukes. So we have a box over here that we went around the yard and just picked up everything we needed. We just took from other hives basically, and I'm going to show you what we got from them. Alright, so first thing that we have is going to be a feeder, which we'll show you why we need that later in the video. I'm just going to move this over here. Alright, so then on this frame, we've got some hatching brood. It's a little hard to see with all the bees, but we have some hatching brood, a little bit of honey. So that's what's on this frame. Alright, and then over here we have some more hatching brood, just more food. Same thing on both sides. Alright, and then this is just a bunch of brood. Then more brood. That's the main thing you want to have in here is just hatching brood and a bunch of food. So then this is the bars that we are going to graft into, which will show you why we are going to use these in a little bit. And then This is just pretty much a frame of pollen. And then this last frame is just some honey and a little bit they could maybe draw out if they wanted to. Just kind of something empty for them to maybe give them something to do. Alright, so that's what we have frame-wise in there. And we already, as you can see, there's a bunch of bees in here. So what we went ahead and did is just take some nurse bees and we just shook them into the box so that we have a bunch of nurse bees in there, because the nurse bees will take care of those queen cells, and we want pretty much this whole box to just be nurse bees. And we're going to show you how we find nurse bees, and the reason why we want them is because forager bees aren't going to really take care of them. Forager bees go out and get food and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get some more nurse bees to shake in here. Alright, so we came over to this hive, and this is where we're going to get our nurse bees from. So basically what we did with this hive is we're going to eventually just take apart this whole hive and do some walkaway splits with it. It's not going to be a production hive, but when we do those splits, maybe in the future those hives will be production hives. But anyways, so what we did with this is they have two boxes, and we took the top box off, moved all the bees to the bottom, shook all the bees down there, and then we put a queen excluder, and she's also in the bottom, and we put a queen excluder, and then we put a bunch of brood and larvae and eggs in the top box, because that means that the nurse bees are going to have to come up, and the queen can't get up because of the queen excluder. And that means that all of the nurse bees should be in the top box. So then we can just shake all those bees, and necessarily you don't have to do it this way. You can just go to any other hive and find a frame of brood, eggs, and larvae, and all of the nurse bees should be on there because they're taking care of it. And then you also want to just make sure that the queen isn't on that frame, because you probably want to have done the queen excluder. But anyways, so these girls are really full, and like I said, most of this should just be nurse bees. So I'm just gonna pick any frame. So you can see we did mark these ahead of time. This is brood, larva, and then these are queen cells, which we are going to make our walkaway splits from. Alright, so all of these bees on here, I'm going to go ahead and shake over here. So let's walk over to this box. And like I said, we already shook some bees into here and got some nurse bees in here, but my dad always says when you think you have enough, you should always do more. So also, I'm not very good at shaking the bees. I just can't do it. I don't know why, so don't come at me in the comments. I'm trying. So this is just how well I can do it. We're just gonna shake these. And then I'll do it better off camera probably, but we're gonna do this to a couple more frames, and then hopefully we'll have enough nurse bees in there. Basically, the nurse bees can't fly, so they're gonna stay in there, and then all the forager bees will go back to that hive, and then that makes us know that we have all the nurse bees in here. Alright, so we went ahead and shook a couple more frames of nurse bees in there, so hopefully they have enough nurse bees, and we're gonna go ahead and close them up now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to leave them overnight, and I'll explain why we're doing that in the next clip, but we'll see you tomorrow. Hey, welcome back. So it's the next day, and the reason why we did that is because we want to make sure that there is no queen in there. So there is a possibility when we were taking from other hives, putting frames in here, we could have maybe missed the queen, and that means that there could be a queen in here, which again means that they won't build the queen cells. So we are going to basically check, and we gave them a couple eggs and larvae on purpose so that they will hopefully build cells. And it sounds like what you don't want, but we actually want that because we want to make sure that they are queenless, so then we can graft from them and they will build out those queen cells. But let's go ahead and open them, and I'm just going to tell you a couple reasons why. I'm just going to show you one thing why we think they already are queenless. So when they're queenless, they're normally pretty loud, and it's just normal for them to do that. But right when I lift that lid off, I could already hear them, and you might not be able to, but if you just get up close, you might be able to hear them, and you might not. I don't know if it'll pick it up or not, but they are pretty loud, and like I said, it's normal for them to do that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and check the frames to see if they have any queen cups with anything in it, because that again means that they are queenless. So we're going to do that, and that's pretty much all for the box. And we're going to make a next video on the grafting, and that's my favorite part, so I can't wait to do that. But that's pretty much all for the box. So thanks for watching. Follow along for more bee adventures, and be here next time on Beekeeping Like a Girl.